This is the first time for me using this new system, so
Yeah, Zebby's not with us today.
we had to get stuff set up on our own. But
for people watching on YouTube or like I guess have been following. But what have we gotten? 3? Yeah.
this is on episode 3. Yeah.
So we were supposed to do Amnesia Rebirth, but like we played the first like 30 minutes. It's just not like it's not good.
It's a very iffy game in terms
It's
of
old.
It's not old though.
Well, it feels old, but in the bad way, like the jank way.
When do you think it came out?
I don't know, 2011 maybe. Oh my gosh, 2023.
Yeah, it came out like the last couple of years.
So even like the screenshots don't even. Well, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. From what I've heard from people, they said that they enjoyed it, but the thing is, what I think what we both liked about like Amnesia Rebirth and stuff like that is the passiveness that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, they like kind of require you to use weapons and stuff, and then you get this flashlight that you have to wind up, and you can't see anything if you don't have the flashlight on, and it lasts like probably 4 to 5 seconds.
It's not.
So
not the
we're swapping
greatest.
it up today.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about Mouthwashing.
I actually played this. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, you can say it. You can say it.
I was gonna say I played this last year, so
it wasn't last year. It was like spring, maybe. I'm pretty sure.
2024.
Well, we didn't play it when it came out. We played it like recently. We played it like maybe spring or summer. I can look at my Steam library real quick, and I could see when I played it.
Oh wow! So it came out in September 2020, or sorry, September 26, 2024.
Let's see, Mouthwashing. It's on sale right now, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out September.
It only took you 2 hours to beat, Joe?
Yeah, it was about 2 hours.
That's crazy.
It was January.
Okay. So I probably played it around the same time.
That's crazy.
What, January?
January.
I feel like I don't know if that feels far away or like not that far away.
Well, we're like a month and a half to 2 months away from January of next year anyways.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
that's a little old, I guess. Like it's a year old or whatever, but
well, I mean, to be fair though, we played Dying Light the Beast came out like recently, like in August.
Yeah.
What was the game we played last week?
What
was it?
Why am I blanking?
We're both blanking on it. You have to find this. As I thought the second game was
I'm not human.
That came out in September. So they're relatively new games, I guess. Yeah. Within the past couple months.
But we've done that like in past Halloween series. We've done that before. We've gone back like years actually for some older titles.
I mean, this isn't really that old. It's literally just a year old. So it's not long. It's not that different, but what is it? Next week after this one, we'll cover Little Nightmares 3, which you're playing through currently right now, Caleb.
Yeah, I just started that last night.
And I beat that like a week or two ago. It's pretty good. We'll talk about that in that podcast. But
I have some initial thoughts, but yeah, well, I'll have to see how it goes like as I continue to play it.
And then we wanted to mention one more thing before we got into the game, but so Battlefield 6 came out. We've been playing that, or I've been playing that a lot. Season 1 comes out tomorrow from when we're doing this podcast, and they're coming out with the Battle Royale with it, which we're both super excited to play.
Yeah.
We'll do a podcast on that maybe sometime in November or something.
Yeah, maybe before COD. After the series, maybe the week after we end the series, so I guess like next week. But anyway, so okay, so Mouthwashing, to be
I watched a video over the whole thing again today.
okay, maybe you can explain the story because I'm like kind of hazy on it.
Well, okay, so the game only takes about 2 hours to beat, but they throw a lot within the game itself. So the story takes place. There's 5 employees, and their names are there's Curly the captain, there's Jimmy the co-pilot, who you play as. There's Anya the nurse, Swansea the mechanic, and Daisuke the mechanic's intern. And they're basically on a ship. And the game, you don't know this when you're first starting the game, but when you first start up the game, you're not sure like what you're doing. You're basically like turning off some sort of autopilot system, so you're not sure like what's happening. And basically you crash your ship that's in space because you're towing around like a product that you don't know what it is. You don't know what the product is, but you're towing around a product through space, and basically the ship ends up crashing. Well, the person who's in the cockpit crashed the ship, and then that's where the game starts. So you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And just for like some extra context, and I didn't even know this before we started this podcast, but I guess this was made by some Swedish developers. And they made one other game before this.
Is it the fish one?
Yeah.
The fish in like the weird looking tube.
Yeah. And like I'm assuming like if you've been on YouTube like end of last year, you've seen a lot of videos on this game. So this is one of those other games that just like it's an indie game that kind of popped off and shows that you don't need a huge budget to make a good game. Like Chug said, it's like 2 hours long to beat, maybe 2 or 3. But recalling back all the details of the game, there's just so much that's in that 2 to 3 hours. Like they did a really good job with the story.
In this publisher, the publisher is Critical Reflex. So this isn't the developer. The Critical Reflex is the publisher. They also published No, I'm Not Human, which we covered.
I didn't know that.
They also a bunch of other indie games too. Like I'm looking at some like Buckshot Roulette is also under there. Lunacid, which looked pretty cool. There's another game that I played called Eclipsium. They do a lot of publishing of like indie titles like this, which is kind of cool.
So okay, so in terms of the story, so there's I guess you're kind of like, I guess you're floating in space, right? Because of the crash. I'm
not entirely sure. It's either you're floating in space or you crash landed on to a planet.
An asteroid. Oh, okay.
I'm not entirely sure because you never go out of the ship the entire time.
Okay. The purpose for the ship, or at least the employees there are, I think they're distributing, they're transporters, right? They're
just transporting like random goods. Stuff for the company.
Yeah.
Which the company was called, how was the company name? Now,
the spaceship Tulpar Optimus.
No, the spaceship. It's the Pony Express.
Okay.
So that's why you see a lot of like random ponies everywhere as their mascot, which that ties into a bunch of stuff that happens in the game.
Right. Yeah. So, like this, I'm trying to think of how to word this without like getting into spoilers. Because that's kind of where we'll really get into like a lot of the kind of like the genius of the story writing. But let's see. I'm trying to think of what I can reveal without being.
I know it's because the game is so short. Like the stuff we say, it like one thing could be a spoiler. Just because like 30 minutes in could technically be a spoiler. True. Just because of the shortness of the game.
Well, most of the game is as you're playing as Jimmy, the co-pilot, and you're kind of walking around the ship doing tasks, and a lot of it is talking to people. It's like you're having conversations with the crew members, and you're kind of
Mhm.
getting to know them. And there's like a little bit of history there. I don't remember how long the actual how long they were in space for. Was it like a year before the crash?
Uh, I I forgot. It was a long time, but
Yeah.
um, a little bit of context though. So, when the ship crashed, the captain of the ship, Curly, um, was basically like got the brunt of the crash, and he basically got all of his skin burned off his body, and he was basically missing his hands and feet. And basically the 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 team of people were trying to just keep him alive with like painkillers and stuff. And
Yeah.
so the captain is just in the med bay, basically like it's pretty gruesome, but he's just in pain, constantly screaming.
Yeah. And you have to like they make you in the game, they make you give him his meds, and it's like it's
The
just
noises,
yeah, it's really disturbing.
the noises that he makes. That's like I think that's the most disturbing part of the game is the whole like curly and that whole side of it.
Yeah. Let's see. So
Yeah, we can't get
character
into that part without
we could
talking about spoilers, I
yeah.
guess.
Maybe we could do like a quick um like each of the characters and kind of like a basic understanding of who they are.
Yeah, we could do that.
I guess I'll start with Jimmy.
Well,
Or
we have to mention that Jimmy and the captain were good friends, and the captain helped get Jimmy the job.
right.
Um,
Actually didn't even know that.
yeah, there's a whole like side of it we can talk about in the spoiler
Spoiler,
section,
yeah.
but
So
um,
I'll start
yeah,
with Jimmy. So Jimmy's the protagonist of the game, and you play as him. He's the co-pilot, and he was specifically in charge of navigation. Um, and then obviously after the crash, when Curly, um, got injured, you're kind of like acting as captain after that point as Jimmy. Um, that's pretty much it.
and there's Anya, which is the nurse of the ship. She basically just like takes care of any like stuff that happens to people. That's why she's taking care of Curly. And she's really depressed though because she absolutely hates listening to Curly and his screams, and she does not like giving him medicine. And so like that's why your Jimmy, who you playing as, is always giving him the medicine because Anya's too afraid to give it to him, which is
Yeah, I forgot
really
about that.
really interesting actually.
So what's this guy's name? Daisuke? Is
Yeah,
that his name? Daisuke or
Daisuke.
whatever. He's the intern. So he's kind of like I don't know, I guess he got well, he's the intern for the one of the other characters. I think he's like a mechanic or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
mechanic.
mechanic intern. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's kind of like I guess once you get to know him, he's a little spoiled, I think.
Yeah, because it was his first mission, his first
Yeah.
job, basically.
Yeah.
And he literally talked about the person talked about in the video how he was excited that his like parents found him this job, basically.
Mm,
Um, and there's a whole side of that. It's kind of sad, but
yeah.
and then there's Swansea, who is the mechanic of the ship. He's in charge of Daisuke, like teaching him stuff, and he he's a pretty interesting character throughout the whole thing because like it's without spoilers, it's just like it's hard to talk about, but you don't know his motives basically throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, then there's Curly, which is um the captain. He's the one that got injured. And he's kind of like a he's described as being like a really really good captain. Like he's a good leader. Everyone kind of like universally believes that. And I guess maybe for those who haven't played it, I mean, what's like the main goal of the game without spoiling it? Because I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if I should say it.
The main goal is to basically like they're just trying to survive, honestly.
Yeah.
They crashed, and I think they only had about 4 months of rations left before they basically run out of food. But they also said that they'll literally run out of oxygen before they run out of food.
Mm.
So basically, they only had a few months left to actually like live.
There's also like a mystery to it too. So like your things kind of unfold and you kind of figure out things like why things happened, being like really ambiguous, but
we can't
um
we can't say
yeah.
anything.
There's a pretty good mystery to it. So like Chuck said, like certain characters have like as you talk with them, they're kind of you don't really know what their motives are. You don't know what anyone's motives are, really. And you're on this crew that's like destined to die, and so you get kind of paranoid and stuff. It's really cool how
Yeah,
they did that.
there's another big thing that was like keeping them like hating everything was the fact that this was going to be their last job. Like the company was letting them all off once they actually got that to their destination.
Yeah,
Ah,
heard
sorry.
about that.
And and people are like really mad about that because that's basically their livelihood. It's
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Let's see. What else can we talk about without spoilers? We can get to like I guess the graphics of the game. I don't know the best way to describe it. It's like
It's like a
pixelated.
pixel. Let's see. Let's see what Google summary says about it.
It's very unique though. It's kind of like a
What graphical style? It's a low poly retro aesthetic inspired by the PlayStation era.
yeah. It reminds me of like the old Tomb Raider, you know.
Yeah, it's basically like a PS1 looking game.
Right. But yeah, on purpose. It's really cool actually. And scary. It's
It's
like
very
grainy.
eerie. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very eerie, and they did a really good job with the world design with the game too.
It is first person too.
There's not a lot of jump scares. It's not like the standard horror game that you think of whenever
No.
when someone says a horror game, it's like there's like no jump scares in it at all. Maybe like
Was
one.
there one? I think there was one that like actually kind of got me.
Yeah, I think there's only one, but like when they use other stuff in horror games to kind of creep you out, it's way better than just throwing like 15, 20 horror jump scares in.
Yeah, this one's more. The story's more eerie and scary to like put yourself in that situation. It's
Hmm.
just yeah.
Yeah, and the game also
Um,
takes about 2 to 3 hours to beat, and it's cheap too. It's about 13
it's
US dollars.
on sale for 9 now.
Well, that only lasts for probably a week or two. So if you hear this after that, sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely a standout game. Like from what I remember playing it, it was one of those ones that stuck out to me. Not I wouldn't say like along the lines of like Soma, but it's definitely up there for horror games.
It's one of the best like indie titles that you could play.
I don't even know if I can think of anything that kind of gives the same vibe as this game.
There was the other game called Eclipsium, which also gave this kind of a similar vibe.
I don't think I
Which
played that.
I bought it. It was bundled with No, I'm Not Human. No, I'm Not a Human. Then that was
Oh
actually
wow,
longer. It was actually longer than Mouthwashing. It was like 3 hours for me to beat it, but it
Eclipsium.
was yeah, Eclipsium.
Is it story
Um,
based or is it action?
there's no action in it.
Hmm.
It's kind of like people say it's a walking simulator, but it's really cool. I'd highly recommend it. We
Hmm.
could cover it in another video,
Yeah,
another podcast if it looks cool to you.
yeah. But no, yeah. Mouthwashing's it's really got like a unique story, unique setting, unique graphics, gameplay. Um, it's not your traditional horror game. You know, like you said, there's like one jump scare, but it wasn't even like telegraphed.
It's
It's
kind of
very
like a
random.
walking simulator. I
Yeah,
guess
kind of.
you could consider it a walking simulator because there's not really much that happens.
Well, there's a
There's
lot of
like
dialogue.
there's a few like sections of the game where you're running away from stuff or like trying to
Oh
like
yeah.
stealth your way through things,
Hmm.
which honestly those were not my favorite parts of the game, but
Yeah. They were intense
they were
though.
there. Yeah.
I remember like especially the I know what part you're talking about. The sneaking around part is like pretty intense.
Although that part did jump scare me a little bit.
Did you die at that part?
It wasn't a jump scare, but I didn't die at it, but like the mechanics of that section, like I
Yeah.
looked and it was just like there and it
Yeah.
kind of made me jump for a second.
Yeah. Um, let's see. It's hard to really like talk
We
a lot about the game.
honestly we could probably just get into spoilers now cuz
Yeah.
I I really want to like
I I would
talk
say
about some stuff.
for non-spoiler summary is like this is one of the better, probably top 5 like indie horror games, story horror
Yeah.
games. It's
Well,
just really
we
good.
haven't played like what is that other one where you're like on the blood planet and you're
Oh,
and Markiplier's making the movie about it. Um
Iron
Iron
Heart or
Lung,
something,
I
or
think.
Iron Lung, yeah.
There's that game which I heard was really, really good. We haven't played
Mhm.
that
I
one,
do wanna
so,
play that actually.
um, I'm trying to
Iron
think if
Lung.
there's any
It's
other
pro
ones.
you know, it's probably, like, along the same, like
The graphical style is very
yeah,
similar.
it's probably very similar to this game, forever who or I don't know, I've never played it, but it seems very like a similar genre, you know?
No, Faith. Faith was the other one that's kind of, like, pixely.
I could see that, yeah.
It was pretty
Faith
good.
is really scary. I kinda wanna get Iron Lung, actually.
It's cheap too. I think that's
Looks
like 5
fun.
bucks.
Yeah. Um, so anyway, yeah, for the if you don't wanna stick around for spoilers, we recommend playing it. Like, it's
If you're
literally 2 hours.
thinking about playing it, don't listen to the spoilers
Yeah.
because we're about to, like, spoil everything.
Yeah, it's gonna ruin it for you. Well, yeah, it will ruin it for you, I think.
I mean,
Alright.
it wouldn't ruin it for you, but
I mean, like, but the
it would get rid of the
yeah.
mystery of everything.
Okay. Where do you wanna start?
We
Spoiler
can kinda
warning.
start yeah, spoiler warning. We can start from the beginning, kind of, work our
Oh, you
way
want the
through.
yeah, the timeline?
Yeah, we can do the timeline. Okay, so let's pop this open. So I'm gonna try my best to not show too much on the screen at once because it's kinda overwhelming, but,
For,
uh,
audio listeners, we're sharing, um, use Spotify or YouTube. We're sharing our screen. We're sharing a timeline.
we have a timeline of events. This is, directly on the Mouthwashing, wiki, so this is, like, basically official.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple things that before the events of Mouthwashing that people would probably want you to know is that Curly and Jimmy are friends, which those are the captain and the co-pilot,
Mhm.
basically. Curly, Anya, and Swansea spend some hauls together as a freight crew. So those three worked together previously. So Curly puts a word in for Jimmy, and he joins their crew as co-pilot. And then the crew is given their haul of mouthwash, which is what they're hauling on the spaceship.
Mhm.
And Daisuke is added to the crew just before launch to intern under Swansea. So this is his first job.
Yeah. So the next wow.
The straight
So,
the
okay,
next thing.
so the big, like the big kinda twist about this whole thing is Jimmy is like a there's Jimmy, the person you play is like a terrible person, an awful person, and he basically essays Anya, and that's like that you
Well,
actually don't know
you
most of the
don't
game.
know because what is it? As you're talking to Anya through the game, she like hints about stuff that's kind of
Mhm.
random. She was like, you hear her like talking to some people about how they put a lock on the basically the product door to leading to the mouthwash, but they didn't put locks on the doors to the sleeping cabins.
Yeah.
So anything can happen with an unlocked door and basically
Yeah.
free reign.
This
And
game is
no cameras that will
yeah.
show anything.
Yeah. It's just like this game so many horrible things happen. It's like
It's terrible.
it's awful. So that you figure that out actually later in the game, but that happens in the timeline of events. It's like probably soon after they went on their um transport.
Yeah, because Jimmy's terrible.
Yeah.
Also, on the actual crash itself, you don't know who you were playing as and who crashed the ship. You're assuming that Jimmy crashed it. Oh wait, no, you're assuming that
You're assuming that
Curly
Curly
crashed it,
crashed it, yeah.
not Jimmy. Sorry. Um, so you don't know what's happening at that section, but uh, before the crash, wait, Daisuke got stuck in the phone before.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
I guess it goes back and forth.
Before the crash. Oh,
So,
okay.
we're looking at before the crash and after the crash. So basically, as you play through the game, the game starts off after the crash,
Mm,
and there's flashbacks to what happens before the crash. So it's a little confusing right now because we're looking at before the crash. So this is like what happens in the uh, what is it? What is it? Looking back, like little flashback things.
mhm. Curly conducts Jimmy's psych eval. Afterwards, they have an off-record discussion where Curly reveals his trepidation about his position as captain.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
they apparently had a fight, and Jimmy wanted to have power. So that's partially why he did that to Anya,
Mm,
was because he basically has he wanted to be the captain.
yeah.
So that's why when Curly got basically put out of action, Jimmy just stepped up to the plate just because that's what he wanted.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
Curly's notified. So the Pony Express, yeah, we talked about that. They're going bankrupt, and he was
Oh, it was
notified.
bankruptcy. I thought they were just being let off.
No, pending termination. Management orders him to wait until the end of the haul to inform the rest of the crew. And then a day later, the crew gives Curly a surprise birthday party. Curly tells the crew of their termination. But he shouldn't have done that. Jimmy accuses Curly of being happy about the termination in an outburst, as he's the only crew member with resources to survive after losing their job, referencing their previous conversations.
Oh, yeah, because that's when the game starts. So basically, the ship crashes, and the game starts with you at the birthday party, and basically everyone just arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anya tells Jimmy about the pregnancy, which she randomly mentions later on, and you're like, wait, what? Because they had been on the ship for I think it was like a year, right? Before the
Yeah.
crash. And after the crash, I think it was like 2 months. So obviously, she got pregnant from someone on the ship. So
Yeah.
that's why it was kind of confusing when she mentioned that.
She tells Curly about it. Curly tries to calm down Jimmy, and Jimmy suggests the entire situation would be blamed on Curly as he is the captain. Jimmy then implies they could both evade responsibility if Tilpar, that's the ship that they're on, somehow crashed before reaching its destination. Jimmy tells Curly he'll take care of it.
And that's why Jimmy crashed the ship,
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted a way to eliminate Anya to get rid of the whole pregnancy thing.
Yeah. Did Curly let it happen?
Yeah, he did.
Uh,
Let's see. Curly in the cockpit is directly caught in the impact. Yeah, because so Jimmy crashed it, and then Curly rushes in and tries to stop it, and Jimmy goes out, and that's why Curly is messed up so bad.
yeah.
Is because he was in the cockpit when the direct impact happened.
Let's see what else. We gotta like jump through this. So Jimmy's basically captain now. Let's see. Crew drinks the mouth. Yeah. So here's the thing. So like the crew started drinking the mouthwash for sustenance.
And getting drunk on it.
Yeah, and that I think that's when a lot of the trippy stuff happens, right?
Yes, but the trippy stuff could also be interpreted as Jimmy's like crazy hallucinations just
Yeah,
because
he's
he's just a crazy
unstable.
person.
Yeah, true. Very unstable. So oh yeah, the important thing is there's only one cryopod, right? Only one cryopod
Yeah,
working?
so basically Swansea was guarding the room the basically the room to the cryopods and nobody knows like why he was doing that. And basically I feel like or remember when you like you're in the kitchen and you're getting that concoction ready?
Mhm.
You were basically making a concoction to knock out Swansea so you can get into that room and figure out what he was like hiding. Because
Oh.
he had an axe and basically he was going to use that on anyone who tried to get through.
Mm.
And then
He was saving
when
it for Anya, right? And her baby?
no, he was saving I people believe that he was saving it for Daisuke
Oh.
because like that was his first mission and his like he was young. He was
Yeah.
like the youngest person on the ship, so he's like, might as well go to the youngest person. But
Mhm.
that's a theory. It's not actually explicitly stated that um he actually saved. He was kind of trying to keep it for himself.
Right. Um, let's see. Anya locks herself in the medical bay with Curly. Daisuke notifies Jimmy. Jimmy's concerned for Curly's safety. Jimmy drugs Swansea. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yep.
Um,
Also, there's only one cryopod left, and I think it's how many years is it? I think it's 20 years.
yeah, 20, I think.
That someone can survive in the cryopod for. So basically that's like if like the people didn't find the spaceship, that one person or if they found the spaceship within 20 years, that person in the cryopod would be the only survivor, basically.
Yeah.
So there's only one person that can make it out of this.
This is kind of where things just go like terrible. So basically Anya locks herself in with Curly and then Daisuke tries to go through a broken shaft and get to the medical bay. He ends up getting hurt. And then he finds out that Anya um well, she overdosed on medication on purpose. And then Daisuke is like injured and Jimmy tries to treat him, but he's like suffering.
Well, he
Um,
pours mouthwash on him, on his
yeah.
wounds to disinfect, which that doesn't work.
Hmm.
And then yeah, having used the only bottle of proper disinfectant on Swansea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Daisuke's condition worsens, and then Swansea
yeah.
just straight up shoves an axe into Daisuke's face, pretty
Yeah. To
much,
put
and kills him.
to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, he was gonna die, so he basically used the axe to kill him to basically like a mercy
Mercy.
killing.
Yeah. It's just like it's terrible though because like while this is happening in the game, Swansea like he doesn't want to do it. Like it's terrible for him. Like this is his intern, and I
Well,
think he like took a
he
liking to him.
he considered him like a son almost.
Yeah.
He because like Daisuke was like 20 or something, and I think Swansea was like in his 50s or something.
Yeah.
So he considered him like a son to him at that point. So that was and one other thing is that was leading to showing that he wanted Daisuke to get the cryopod was when he killed him. He when Swansea killed Daisuke, he goes after Jimmy and he starts to attack Jimmy. And
Mm.
that's when that whole fight with with you
Oh
and
yeah.
Swansea happens.
That was scary.
Basically, Swansea says something. He says, "Now that uh, everything means nothing, then why not just we kill each other?" And
Well,
that was
Swansea kind of knew Jimmy was bad, right?
yeah.
At
But
this point.
basically, people thought that he was saving the pod for Daisuke, and when he said that nothing matters anymore, he like since Daisuke was dead, there's no reason for him to be like to
I
keep
see.
the pod, and so he wasn't actually taking it for himself.
And at this point, I don't remember. Do you know that Jimmy's like an awful person yet, or are you kind of still like?
You're piecing it together.
Cause yeah, I feel like I thought Swansea was like bad at this point when he was trying to kill you.
I thought Swansea was bad too.
Yeah. So you end up obviously uh you end up beating Swansea or whatever, and you tie him up. Swansea reveals his past to Jimmy and admonishes Jimmy for his inability to reflect on his mistakes. Jimmy kills Swansea with a gun. So now it's just Jimmy, and it's just you.
Well, it's
Oh,
Jimmy and Curly.
oh, right, Curly's
Curly's
in
still
there.
alive at this point.
He's obviously
So
mutilated.
Anya overdosed. Daisuke basically got an axe to the face, and Swansea got shot in the face with a gun.
Yeah. And then this part is like when it got really like trippy almost. So Jimmy sits all the corpses in the dining room table.
This is how you know that
Oh
Jimmy is
my gosh.
actually psycho.
So he puts the crew's bodies at the table, and then he puts Curly on the table, and well, okay, so it makes you do it. Literally, the game makes you do this. You cut a slice of Curly's leg for himself and the dead crewmates, and Jimmy eats a piece of the leg and force feeds a piece to Curly. And the game makes you force feed it to him. It's like these
Remember that?
developers are
Remember that
going to.
puzzle that you had to do?
Oh yeah, where he like
It,
threw up or something.
basically you feed him the piece of leg, and it like there's like all these like monitors. This is in Jimmy's head, by the way. This is like all the stuff that happens outside of like the random stuff that happens is in his head. But you'll see you need to like line up his internal organs in a certain pattern for it to like go through and hit his stomach. I don't know, it's weird.
It's
But you just see the little thing, and if you like what is it? If you don't do it correctly, he just vomits up the piece of leg. And so you have to like watch him vomit if you fail.
yeah. It's like yeah, it's disgusting, and it makes you do it too. I remember playing. I think I was in the chat.
And it took me a while to figure it out. You
Yeah.
just kept vomiting and vomiting. I'm like,
Ugh.
bro,
But
chill
it
out.
makes you. I'm pretty sure it makes you cut it, right? Cut the piece.
Yeah, you have to like slowly saw the leg
It's
piece off.
terrible. So that was like crazy. And then you go through this whole sequence of like flashbacks and like hallucinations and stuff. Um, let's see. Yeah, and then I guess as well as his guilty conscience. Yeah, so I think he starts to get feeling guilty for like all that he's done. And then he finally carries Curly to the cryopod, puts him in, and then he kills himself off screen.
Like,
Or well,
what in the world?
yeah. So that's
And
like
Curly is the only one that survives. But the thing is, like, if you think about it, Curly's quality of life is going to be absolutely terrible if he gets found.
yeah.
Because he's missing skin, so he's going to have to get like skin grafts, and apparently that is like always itchy, like for the rest of your life.
Mm,
He also needs to get hands and feet because he's missing his hands and feet, so he needs to get prosthetics for that. So he's basically going to be a cripple for the rest of his life, and he's going to be always in pain. And he's not going to really
yeah.
have anything to scratch himself. So it's like he's
It's
probably better off
terrible.
dying at that point. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So but I think like the game does a good job at fooling you into thinking that the main character Jimmy is
A good
not
person.
yeah, he's a good person. And then obviously you find out that he's I mean
He's
he's
honestly the worst out of all the
he's the
people that you
worst.
were.
And the thing is like he's jealous of Curly. He's always been jealous of Curly because of how good of a captain and leader he is. And Jimmy just ends up being like this immature kid, basically. You know, because he does this well, he does an awful act, and then he doesn't want to deal with the consequences, so he does something crazy. He crashes the ship, And then he tortures Curly because he's jealous of his good leadership because he can't be a good leader.
Well, Curly also is in the wrong too for letting
Yeah,
the stuff happen with Anya.
that's
Like
true.
he kind of was like, "Oh, yeah, we'll cover it up when we get there."
Mhm.
And then he just like, I don't know, Matt, like really weird
Mhm.
because he was his friend. So like obviously you're gonna help your friend if they get into some sort of like problem.
Right. Um yeah. And I mean the other thing is like Jimmy doesn't he lacks like a conscience basically throughout the whole thing. I don't know. I think some people maybe think that he kind of well, I assume he felt guilty at the end, and then that's why he,
Kill
shot
himself.
himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it could have also been another. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking at the end of the game, he does actually come around to realizing how awful he is, right? Something to
Well,
do with like a
it just
sequence.
hit just him putting Curly in the cryo pod
Yeah.
is basically like, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a good thing just because Curly was basically dead anyways, but
Hmm.
he basically like sacrificed his life for Curly to survive,
Yeah.
which is like his one good final act, quote unquote, good final act.
Yeah. I'm reading. This is AI overview, but I'm kind of curious to see what you think. So the meaning of mouthwashing varies in context from spiritual purification in Hinduism. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Okay, so metaphorical meaning. Futile attempt at atonement. For the main character, Jimmy, the mouthwashing is a feeble, late stage attempt to erase the guilt and conscience of his egocentric and irresponsible actions, which ultimately led to destruction. I think that's a pretty good summary.
Yeah, you do something bad, you suffer the consequences. I
Yeah.
mean, it's basically
Apparently,
it.
apparently there are some symbols of corporate and systematic. I don't know, like
Well, I mean, the
critique.
giant company just like kind of
Yeah,
throwing the employees and not having safety policies, like the
that's a
door
pretty good.
thing.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
good angle. That's a good angle. I actually never noticed that. Showing how a system can make people vulnerable and force them into desperate, dehumanizing choices for survival.
yeah,
That's really interesting. Um, yeah, it's I don't know, that's crazy. Like all that in 2 hours of gameplay.
yeah, it's insane.
It really is.
And then there's like AAA studios that make games that are like 80 hours long, and it's like the most dog water thing you can ever do and like play in your entire life.
Are you thinking of Assassin's Creed or something?
Mainly, yeah, I was gonna say Valhalla.
Yeah,
Valhalla's story is absolutely terrible. And then
yeah,
it's just like, oh, they're all games like that. It's just like you can
yeah,
make a game that's 2 hours, and then you can make a game that's 20 hours. And if the game that's 2 hours is better, I'd be totally fine with paying more for the game that's 2 hours and playing that than the game that's has 20 hours in it.
yeah. I mean, it's all about substance and writing. It's like this game packed a lot in such a short period of time. But like with the larger games, I feel like they waste so much time on like making the world huge,
Yeah,
but then the story is just like cookie cutter.
it's so bad.
Then again, well, I mean, okay, not everyone's gonna make a game like mouthwashing. It's like very disturbing. Like only certain teams could probably do that. But
And yeah, and there's only a certain audience for those types of games too.
yeah,
Like some people like I know not personally, but I know there's some people online that hate these types of games just because it like hurts their eyes to play them. Just because it's so
uh,
like pixely and stuff like that. Some people just have not or don't really have that
yeah.
great of eyesight and so just have issues with it. But
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I can see that. But what's up, Casey?
there's a couple
Shout out to
people in
Casey.
chat. Shout out Amy Hall for we didn't want
Joining
to
again.
we didn't want to say anything at the beginning because just
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to
for the
like
audio
break.
listeners and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're like listening to a podcast and we break and kind of talk, to people in the middle. It's kind of weird, but
Glad you showed up, Casey. Though. Same with you, Amy Hall.
yeah, Mouthwashing is like a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's an insanely good like indie game, and it is $13 like without any sales, and it seems like a pretty high price to pay for something that will only take you a couple hours to beat. But
I think it's
honestly,
worth it.
like yeah, just the experience you get with it, I think it is.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, well, actually, not even next week. We'll probably try to release this like on audio.
Well,
Well, Spotify.
we'll release this podcast on Wednesday on Spotify, and
And
then
then
Little Nightmares 3. We'll do that on Friday or something.
yeah, that's Halloween. Yeah, Friday or
Or
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Probably
we'll
when it's
figure it
show on
out.
Halloween.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's mouthwashing.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
All right. See you, listeners.